Hey, everybody. I would say welcome to Sunset Stitches, but I'm not in Sunset Stitches today. I am in Cleveland, Ohio at Pins and Needles, which is this amazing sewing store that's behind me here, you guys. And I am about to take you guys inside to have a look around. And we're going to do some digitizing today. I know this is Floriani Digi-Talk with Trevor Conquergood, and this is technically episode number 7, and it is our first Digitalk while I am not at home. But I want to say that we have my son Nicholas with me in the studio today. Are you there, Nick?
Hello, I'm here
Yeah.
in the studio.
Thank you, Nicholas.
No problem.
Nick's got a microphone hooked up to his computer so that he can be the voice of anybody's comments that I might miss. I can kind of see the comments. I can see Marty says hello from a stormy Montana. So hi, Marty, how you doing? But I don't. The point there is Nicholas is going to help me out a little bit.
Yep.
We're not going to stay outside here, you guys, because it's kind of noisy and the internet might not be the best out here. But I always like to walk in the door so you can get a real sense of what it's like to visit a sewing store. So I can see that some of our friends are joining us today, like Cheryl and Candy and Barbara. So I don't know if anybody's ever been to Pins and Needles before, but please tell us if you have. I'm Nick. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch my camera around. Um, and so we're going to go through the door with you guys looking in the door and not at me. I'll come back on camera in a minute. But I think if I do this, sorry, I have to figure out. Yeah, right here, I can turn it around to go the other way, you guys. So there, that is Pins and Needles. Am I zoomed in there? Is there a
Yep,
different?
you're
Let me
good.
see.
No,
That's
you were.
the
It
back.
looks
Oh,
good to me.
same. That's the same. Okay. So let's
Looks
go
good.
on in, you guys. So I am here for a special Floriani embroidery event, you guys. We've got amazing products on the tables, and this store has all the cool products already. But they've got the latest stuff, from Floriani in the house. And it's so here we're going in the doors, but check it out. There's like this whole side and then another whole side. And I'm actually over on that side, but we're going to go into the, so let's come on into the store and check it out, you guys. This is Pins and Needles. How beautiful is this store? And Jan is here. That is the owner of the store, and her daughter Brianna is here. And I've met so many wonderful staff today. They have really quite a large. I think they call this a super center, a sewing super center. And I'm telling you guys, this is a super center. There is a lot of space to put in amazing, amazing things. And so, if you love embroidery, then you probably would like to visit this store. But that is a pretty nice embroidery machine there. Pretty nice. Come on, Trevor. That's the CM17. It's like the Rolls Royce of embroidery for the homes. And of course, all of the beautiful embroidery machines are usually right up at the front with all the cool samples. So
People
I
are
like
saying the
this.
store looks great.
Doesn't it look nice, Nick? I know. Thanks for saying that, Nick. Who said that, Nick?
Everybody, bunch of people.
Everybody says it looks nice. Yeah. Don't you just want to come shopping at Pins and Needles today? I can tell you guys that anybody in Saskatoon is going crazy because we just don't have an experience like this. Yeah, so they're busy. People are shopping and people are working, and we're just at the front of the store here, you guys. We have barely even come inside, so I can see Jan is here, and if she's not busy, Jan, do you have a minute?
I sure do.
This is
Hi,
Jan. You
folks.
guys, I'm so happy to introduce you to Jan. Jan is the owner of Pins and Needles, and would you just tell us a little bit about your store? Anything you want to say, Jan, to all my friends and family?
We're in Cleveland. We do have a lot of fun. Our whole goal here is education. I always feel if you know how to use all your products, then you're going to enjoy them more. So that's what we've been doing for the last 45 years, being able to do
That's
that.
amazing. 45 years. Congratulations. What a milestone.
Yeah, so there's where we go. So I will tell you that my son has a school called Sewed Online,
Oh, cool.
and that is
What's his name?
Connor.
Connor has a school.
Okay, it's called Sewed Online, and like there's classes. There's about 400 classes on there. But
Unbelievable.
right now, I have one that's called Beyond the Basics. I will blow your mind on different tricks to hem that I promise you've never seen. But it's everything from free motion. What I did it for is because so many people buy machines and then they don't use 1/10 of it. I hate that. So I make you go and learn them all sorts of fun things. But there is a special on there that you can get my basic class for like $27. You go
That's
watch
awesome.
Sewed Online. But we're real excited to have Trevor here today.
Thank
We
you.
teach embroidery. We'll have 100 people here tomorrow. We'll all have fun and have a big party.
We are, that is a party.
That's a
100
party.
embroidery people is officially a party. We are having a party tomorrow.
And they're waiting. They're waiting.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm going to
Good.
come on with you because, oh no, we
There
have,
we go.
that is not us. Hold on. Let me figure this out, you guys. So I switched there with Jan. You guys, thank you so much, Jan,
Ah,
for inviting me to your store.
love to do
Where's
it.
the camera? There we are.
We're lucky. We've been trying to get you for 10 years. So we're really, really, really
I
pleased.
can't believe I finally got here. you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
me
so happy.
either. Really excited. He's the pro.
Thank you, Jan.
You
Thank
got
you
it.
for. I'm going to show them all around the store.
Okay, and show
Everywhere.
them those Cleveland
I'll show them the
embroidery.
embroideries that I just made.
Yeah, that
All right.
just went out and saw the city
Let
and
me
then
switch you guys
embroidered
back
them.
to the front or the other way so you can see what's amazing store.
Candy Hatch is saying hello to Jen.
Who said hi?
Candy Hatch.
Candy.
Hi.
That's nice. Hi, Candy.
Yeah, come on over. We'll show you the
Oh,
stuff.
that's nice. Sure, take me around.
So, hello. I didn't. Okay. So we are a mess because Trevor's here, but we're ready for everybody to come on in. So we have all the Floriani products to be able
Did you
to come in.
did you squeeze your long arm space down a little bit for
Little
me?
bit. And this is
Look at-
usually a classroom as well. So we've had to take over our classroom. Come on, I'll
Okay.
show you the rest.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
So we have all the long arms. We carry the Berninas. We're all brands. So we carry the Bernina, the Baby Lock, the Brother, the Grace, all their products, all their feet. Full service department in the back room with 4 guys back there full time. We keep pretty busy. And here's Aaron. And
Hi, guys.
Lori.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Girls, just say hi.
Hi, it's going to be a great day.
Now they're here making purses today while we were setting up with Trevor. So we have classes back here in our back room back there. And then usually here and then up front. So
This
we
is
use the
such an
space.
absolutely beautiful store, Jan.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you.
And the people of Cleveland, I hope you know just how lucky you are to have this amazing space and an amazing family.
Ah, thanks.
I love that there's 2 generations working in the store today, and that is absolutely wonderful.
It is fun. It is fun.
Good
And
for
we
you.
do have people that come from a long way. They come from Georgia. We just had a class last week that they came from Arkansas. So look us
Absolutely.
up.
Thank you.
Check
Well,
us out.
and even teachers coming all the way from Canada.
There you go.
I think every teacher I know will want to visit your store if they haven't already, Jan, just to be able to come and present in this space.
Well, the whole point of it is we want your knowledge. You guys
Thank
are the
you.
best.
I'm going to pour it out. I'm ready to
sure you
spill
will.
all over Cleveland.
There we go. Thank you.
Thanks, Jan. Oh my goodness, Nick, look at the store. Let me come
That looks
back
great.
on. That is quite fun. So I always forget how to do this. Camera, there we go. You'd think it would be easier to switch. You know, I'll have to tell the people at the StreamYard, what about people that want to switch their camera view? It's, could
Yeah.
be easier. Okay, so I'm making my way towards my computer, and that's not true because it's back over there. But I just wanted you guys to get a sense of how big the room is. Like, there's got to be enough room in here there's enough room for us to take our 100 people from their chairs and move them into a different area to do a project and then move them into another area for lunch. You know, that's what's amazing. And this is what I'm saying. If you just kind of get an idea for the scope and size of the wonderful store here in Cleveland, you guys. So, okay, now I'm possibly making everyone dizzy walking, doing circles. I'm going to make my way over to my table, Nick. Most of my stuff is horizontal, so almost miss me in the store if you don't look down. I thought this was kind of fun. Let me just show back to the back camera again. Um, they got a cute little playhouse for the kids so that if mom's busy trying to do a class, she could bring her kids. Or, if you're just in the store getting some service, there's space for everybody to be comfortable, right? Sometimes dads just want to sit and watch the football game on their phone or something like that, and that's not wrong. Okay, so that will be me tomorrow. This is like a primo spot. The screen will be important because, of course, a lot of what I want to share is on the screen. I'm going to show you guys some of my samples, and then I'm going to come onto my computer so that if I can see what everybody's saying, and I can talk about the designs that I've been working on. You guys, my digitizing. So this is what I call coloring designs, because really they're just out, like they're really just a one color embroidery design, like almost any embroidery design that has a outline. You could take away all the fill colors and just stitch out the outline colors. And then you can color them in. And you can use markers, or you can use, this is watercolor paints. This one here was painted with watercolor paints, whereas this here is a marker. So you're using like fine tip, 0.05 ink markers. Do you know what I mean? The fine, the fine tip, right? Not your regular markers that you had when you colored when you were a kid with. Those ones are a little fat. I mean, you can color with any marker you want, but the designs have a lot of detail in them. And so you need fine markers is all I'm saying to be able to do that. See, can you see it's really just a one color embroidery design. All of the color comes from, so I do a lot of embroideries on paper, as you guys know. Nick, did you see my pictures yesterday? I was sending pictures home.
Yep, I
I've
saw them.
got to the Cleveland skyline. It's that I actually went and saw that yesterday. In fact, they have 6 of these Cleveland signs around the city, and I managed to track down 5 of them yesterday, and I sketched 2 of them. So I don't know if you can see that one very well,
Hey,
but
Dad, Barbara was asking about the designs you were just showing. Are they a continuous line?
yeah, pretty much, Barbara. Yeah, yeah, they are. So, I mean, I guess that's not a rule, but certainly if you're going to sew something that's all connected together, it's nice if it's made continuous line. Um, and so most of these are, but like for example, here in the little sunbonnet girls, there'll be a jump to get to that dot. Most of the dots are probably connected to somewhere, but it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 dots that would probably, the rest of this would be all connected together. You can see it on the back, right? If there's a knot, usually it's pretty obvious where it was. So yeah, good question. Well, you know me, I'd like to do the pathing the best I can, and so most of my thread sketches, that's what they are. So this is basically just um, you know a lot of the different trips that I've made over the last 5 or 6 years, different stores that I visited in different cities. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just kind of give you guys a glimpse of these are Trevor samples, right? These are things you probably recognize some of these from class, right? Like, I bring a lot of the stuff that I make with me to show at the events. Now, I promised I wouldn't videotape the girls over here because they were supposed to be at work. No, I'm just kidding. But I was teasing them earlier. I was going to put them on camera, so they're pretending I didn't notice I did it. I think they have some class going on later today, yet another one. But these people were here all afternoon while I was setting up. So these are like, for example, this table is from my very first season of my embroidery club. And the blue binder really represents all of the designs because there's 400 designs, 300 PDF pages, and 69 videos that make up the first season of our embroidery club. But this is simply the 300 PDF pages put in a book. so that you can really understand, all projects and all the designs and all the videos. And what's on the table is really just a sampling of it, Nick. Like, I couldn't possibly put everything that's in that book on one table. But a lot of the highlights are on the table, some of the prettiest designs and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
a few of the cool projects, the Kimberleys in the hoop projects. And
Barbara's asking, she says, I know Floriani makes HQF files. Are there any plans for HQA files, Handy Quilter?
well, that's probably something you should email me. I don't actually. Um, the answer is, I think we would always be interested, in getting the latest formats. If there's new ones or some that we maybe don't have, hopefully there's one that can be a go-between, for something like that. In other words, does she have any way right now to get something from her Floriani onto the machine? But if you send me an email and ask me, I can try to follow up. I always ask, our developers to get the latest formats when they're available. And so I don't know, I don't have an answer that's accurate, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyhow, that's my setup. Okay. So like I'm saying, most of my stuff is horizontal. Everything that's vertical kind of came with the story, guys. I'm going to go over to my computer for a minute, Nick, and touch base with you guys and see how everybody's doing. So that's funny. Here, maybe what we'll do is I'm going to switch this back to be on me again. Oh, I'm sorry, I can do it already. There. Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your computer screen's already up on the
See
stage.
that. Thank you, Nicholas. So helpful. Very good. Hi, Lisa. How's it going? She loves the Mandela styles for animal coloring. The Mandela style, yeah. I will be honest. Most of the coloring was done by Loren or I don't know. Did you color any of those, Nick?
No,
I
maybe
think.
Reese or Mom, not
Yeah,
me.
or even Olivia, one of Loren's best friends, used to work for us. But
I'm not much of a colorer.
Mom did some of the coloring on. She painted that one. I don't think I showed it, the sugar skull. Mom painted that with a watercolor paintbrush. Once you stitch it on the paper, then you can decorate it with whatever you want. This is the markers, and I like to put stuff on the back of it. Make it like a little bit more finished. So that's optional because they look pretty cool on the front either way, right? But this one's kind of soft, whereas this one just gets a little bit more. I put the Deco Magic in there. It's a product that's like a stiffener, and I put fabric on the back. With adhesives, right? So those would be different, I guess, glues is what I'm trying to say that you could use to. The Deco Magic's actually a product. You know what we didn't see in there? I'm going to come back and take you guys back in the store. I didn't show you guys the Floriani store because there's a whole section of the store that they brought in to support, the Floriani products because. A lot of what we'll talk about is stabilizers, and why do you need to use different kinds? And of course, all the tools, everybody wants to see what are the latest rulers and what are the latest scissors and all that. So I bring mine with me from home. I got a whole bag of tools here. You guys know my favorite scissors, right? Right. You probably all know most of them just from, but you're going to get to know more about this kind of stuff with me because I plan to talk not just about digitizing with you guys. Did I not show you guys the scissors when I did my T-shirt the other week? Remember when I did the puffy foam on the front of the shirt? These scissors have a little round ball on the front of them, and I bet there's 6 pairs in the room over there, and they're going to wish they had 100 because everybody's going to want them. But basically, it's the reason I love them is because they have a rounded bottom to them. And so when I'm cutting on a t-shirt, I can trim stabilizers and not poke the shirt. That's the cool part about it. Anyway, I brought all my tools to show them the latest things from R&K and Quilter Select. Yeah, that's what I do when I'm on show. And then of course, what I'm going to do now, Nick, is switch over to this computer screen. So if you want to bring that bigger, um,
Let's try.
did you get it? No, I see. Me and you are like that. Well, can we be this?
No, wait. Where? Wait, I'll just remove myself.
No, just do this, Nick. The one that I put it on. Then we're both off to the side. That's good. I think that's big
Okay.
enough. Yeah, that works out good. Then you can still talk to me as the doctors took. Barbara says the doctor took her cast off with a bigger one of those. Is that so? You know, the last time I saw my kid had a cast, and the doctor took it off. It looked like it was a saw. I thought for sure it was going to cut somebody. I like the idea better about a pair of scissors to round it.
You know that saw that the doctors use to cut off casts, it's actually not a rotating blade, it's a vibrating blade, so that's the reason that it doesn't cut you.
Oh,
That's
I
the
didn't know
reason
that.
it's not supposed to cut you.
Oh, okay, cool, interesting. I didn't know that. Lee, I wish you were here too. So thanks for saying that, you guys. Yeah. Okay, I brought on my screen to be able to show, first of all, the latest designs, right? So if you're a member, these are the designs that I worked on last week. Not that one, sorry. It's this one that I did. Remember, I digitized this one live for you guys last week during class. I made this one since last week. Cute little Eeyore. And then this is the one I have the shirt right here, actually. Let me grab it. It's the so there's the design for it. This is what you call puff foam, raised letters using puff foam. What I call. Some people call it embossing, but anyhow, that's that design. And then this is the spiral design that I worked on. Remember, I was talking last week about the challenge, the latest challenge for people of my workshop. We're doing the spiral design, so that was the design. And then, but I converted it into a satin stitch, and it looks pretty good. But I wonder if I maybe don't have enough underlay. Nick stitched those out for me because I'm out of town. Thanks, Nick, for doing the sewing on that.
Welcome.
Let me see. So, of course, I put them in the library so they're easy. You can save them wherever you want, but I did give you guys an asset file. So if you're a Floriani user, you can just come and get them out of here. This is the one there that I thought. Oh, there's underlay underneath it. Yeah. What about the density?
We can,
That's 0.5, you know, that's not, I wouldn't call 0.5 too much, that's for sure. Looking at it, I'm thinking, why not go with 0.4? I think that would be, and you'll see it.
same price,
Um,
no problem.
If I just look at the top, it says it's 2,581 stitches, but if I hit undo, it was 2,256. So like changing it from 0.5 to 0.4 added in, you know, about 200 and some odd design, 100, 240 stitches. If I look real close, you can kind of see it. Undo.
And which design are you talking about? She's just asking where she can buy that design. Are you talking about this Jesus right here? Because I'm pretty sure this
Yes.
Jesus right here is just for free with the
Right.
Digi-Talk
Well,
download.
Overnight.
it's right.
Yeah.
First of all,
Get those really fast.
I'll show you on my website because, and here, don't look at that.
Yeah.
It'll hurt, make your brain hurt. Sunset stitches. So if you're a member, then you can get my Jesus design. If you can either be a member of my Floriani workshop or my Trevor and Friends Embroidery Club season 2. So either one, it's called Digi-Talk, right? And the videos are free. Anybody can watch these videos, but all the designs from the past episodes are for members only. So basically, if you join as a member, you will get them. There's a page right there that says the designs download. So whether you're, you know, this is on 6, but if you click here, it's probably going to make me log in because I haven't logged in yet. So I'll just do it now.
Getting worse.
They're all on one page is what I'm trying to say. So now that I'm logged in, I kind of have to start over. Digi-Talk, go on last week's, this is actually the page for today. And then later today, I will put the video on here, you know, the one that's actually going on now. And then click here. So this is where you download them. So if you are a member, that's where you can get them all. Just download them. And then basically you'll have a full, I do make all the formats so that, you know, you don't have to have Floriani software. They're available in any format. But if you do have the Floriani software, and there's a free version, so you might as well get the free one, if not, right? Because then you can put them in your library and do like I do and just drag and drop to get, you know, bring them onto the screen.
Yeah. Like
So there's the spirally one and the latest Winnie the Pooh's in there. And of course, if I go to last week's or the week before, there's little designs in every one. So so that's how you get them if you don't know. And I've been working on them.
That'll be no problem.
Um,
Are you,
let me see
are
here.
you done? Can you come in on Friday?
So we've been working on this one. Oh no, that's the postcard. This one.
Either way.
For several weeks, right? Does it, can you recognize it? It's the greetings from the 100-acre woods. And so if I click on the button for backdrop, it should put the picture there. See, so this is where I've been going at it kind of for a few weeks now. I keep saying I'll probably be done this one next week. And remember, last week was really interesting because we kind of looked at how to add the woozle. Remember that, Nick? I split the line and I added in a whole section that wasn't there. You know, that
Yeah.
I wished I would have added it. Like, it's not that I can't add it later, but I wished I had it was connect, you know, I decided that it was a connected and I was looking around the design saying everything else seems like something I'm meant to jump to, right? So if I wanted to do the letters above Pooh's house, they're not going to connect to anything. They're going to be what I call islands, right? But all the rest of this is kind of connected. Really looking at it, I could maybe walk along the bottom and then connect to get over here to Eeyore's gloomy pace. So that'll be, you know, maybe another thing. But like, even if I wanted to just do a little bit more of my lettering, I can start anywhere I want. Just zoom in and I'm just gonna do a few letters for you guys. Here, let me grab a chair. That'll be more easy on my back if I could sit down. Anyway, and does it work with my, can you still hear me okay, Nicholas, with
Yeah.
it being coming from my phone like this?
Sound normal.
We don't sound too bad this week. So yeah, I mean, what have you guys been digitizing this week? So when I do these, remember I told you guys last time, there's two ways to do it. You either catch all of the connecting points on the way to the end of the road. So look, I just walked from here to the end of the road and I'm going to right click. I wouldn't normally stop right now, but I'm going to stop so you can see what I mean. See, I just did that. Now what's missing? Well, this piece, that piece, and I do it all in a 2-ply so that if I start where I finished and I walk down here, see, that's 2 times. Well, then if I go to the bottom and back, that's also 2 times. So it makes it really easy. Come to here, to the top, down to the bottom, back to the connection point. And people sometimes think, boy, he doesn't really do a very good job of making the letters look round. Well, no, but that's because we're currently looking at my screen at 1,485%. And so at 1,000%, everything looks massive, but it's not really. And really, it's what I'm doing, and I'm just going to backspace. If I don't like my points, I can hit backspace to kind of put them down again. And when I pull my one from the point that's last click to the next one, when I pull my line, it measures it. See, now it says 6.1. Now it says 9.3. Now we're 3.8. And I can just make sure that everything's at least 1 millimeter long. I mean, anything less than 1 millimeter is much too small to click, right? So 1 is the minimum. And, you know, if 1 was nice, 1.2 is nicer, you know, 1.3 is better, right? You know, And people often ask me, well, what does that matter? Why 1 millimeter? Well, and the answer to that has to do with the thickness of the needle and thread. Because remember, I'm looking at it so closely zoomed in, and see, there's my P O O H, and I'm done. And you can see the word poo right there, but when you look at it at actual size, you can see the word poo, and that is the important part, right? Because I'm doing Winnie the Pooh over here. In case anybody's listening to me, I'm talking about poo. It's Winnie. There's I have an audience. They aren't watching what I'm doing, but there are people here. Sorry, I thought that was funny. And I'll stop now. So see what I did, Nick? It's like I started the P there. I walked to the end of the H, and I walked back to the beginning again. It ties in here, it ties off here, and now it jumps to the H, is the way I'm going to do it. And people often ask me, well, my thread trim, and I'll always, we by default will tell this to thread trim. That's in the settings here. End command, I can tell it to be a trim. Tie in, tie off are turned on. So yes, your machine can trim if you turn on the trim command. But another way to get your machine to trim is by the distance between, the jump, right? So if I use my ruler, from here to the H is really only about 8 millimeters. And some machines, kind of do their trims based upon a distance. So look, if I start at the E, it's almost 20. So if I start at the E, I could do the word house backwards. And all I'm saying is it's a thought, it's a choice. Do I start at the H here? Do I want to trim from the P to the B? Do I want to do, and then do from the B to the H? Or do I want to do the P or maybe I want to do the H first? And some people will do the word poo and then jump up here and do the word house, and then jump down here and do the word bears, and maybe jump back up there and do kangas, and then jump back down here and do house. All I'm saying is the longer the distance between the last stitch and the next first stitch, the more likely your machine will trim. And so if it's a machine like mine that has a trim command, that just having the software tell it to trim, then it won't matter. It's only for the people that have kind of the lower models that trims might be done on jumps like that. And so there's that said, I use 5 as my, remember when I measured from here, it was like almost 10. I think that'll trim on most. 8.5 should trim. To me, that most machines will. Anything under 5, I won't make a trim that's super small. Is what I'm saying. So if the H was only to here or something, then I might have thought it wasn't long enough. But my my personal opinion is, if it's over 5, then I probably am fine to do it. So I can do house, and then I can do bears, and it should be fine. And if it doesn't trim, so let's just talk about that. Just think about this. If I make the P stop there and I make the E start here, then the trailing thread would go from here to here. And if I sewed house backwards, I'd be sewing. If your machine didn't trim, some people, maybe their thread trims don't work, they're like disabled or something, then my trailing thread is now a bit of a concern because I'm going to sew over it. So in that case, I think the more logical solution is to make that trailing thread go from the P to the H. And then we'll have another one that'll, after house is sewn, then it's okay to go across it because it's sewn. So the trailing thread is easy to trim out. So when you jump, do you pay attention to what's in the way? I guess is the question, because that's what I'm talking about. If anybody's like, what is he talking about? I'm talking about the jump that, when you finish here and start there, do you even think about it? Or so when we did poo, I did it hurry up to get to the end of the road and then catch all the branches on the way home. Remember? So the house I'll do differently. This time I'll do all the branches on the way there, and then on the way home, I just simply have to take the path back to the beginning again. There's not a right or a wrong. See, this is the difference because I did do the top of the H, I'll do this side of the H, I'll do the bottom of the H, connect to my O. I'll do all the way around the O, and then connect over to the U and connect all of the U and then hit the S on the way home, kind of thing. So, like I said, when I started, there's two ways of thinking about it, and one is not wrong or right. It's just a choice. My main goal is to get all of the lines. And so if I try to hit them all on the way to the end of the road and I forget one, I can get it on the way home. You know, that's my thought. So I usually do them on the way there first. Here's the trick of doing it this way, remembering how you got out to the end of the road so that you can follow back. So when I get here, do I go up or do I go down? Because if I go down, I'll have 3 plies on the bottom and 1 ply on the top. If you can't see it, you can always zoom in closer. You can also reach over and just temporarily hide the backdrop, you know, and that'll help you see it. Oh, okay, so this is the way home. I go up, not down. And now I'm to there, and now I'm to here, and then I think I started at the bottom, and now I'm done. So there I've got something I don't like. Probably the distance between this one and this one is set. It's too small for the software is like overriding it. So let's see if we can fix that by just pulling it down a smidge longer. There you go. So it was just, you know, oh, it wasn't doing what I wanted, and so I just made it smart up. Do what I say. Okay, so let's do another one here. Are you getting any questions for me or comments this week? I'm going to stop in a moment, and I want to take you guys back over to see the product table because I think it's pretty cool to see all the unique things there are at these events. I just changed my mind. I'm going to go the other way on this one. I'm going to go to the E, down over to the A. We'll go up to the top, down to the bottom, over to the R. I think I'll connect the R to the S right there. And so, okay. Yeah. Anyway, what kind of day is it like in Saskatoon right now, Nick?
It's kind of my temperature. It's, I think, around 20 and cloudy, but still bright out. Some sun. Kind of weather where you could wear a hoodie, but you might be a little hot, but you know, like you can kind of wear whatever you want.
Did it rain?
Yeah, it's supposed to, but I haven't seen it yet, so I think it maybe is going to come later.
Oh, okay. Well, if you don't get some rain, will you do the sprinkling for me again, Nick, with those grass seeds?
Oh, yeah, and this is a side note that me and my dad are just talking about, but I was supposed to do something yesterday that I never did, so I better go do that today.
You never watered my seeds yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I'm going to get crap for that, so I better go do that after the live today.
Nick, I spent 2 days of labor putting those seeds in the ground, right? I don't want them to
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's my bad. I'm gonna do better.
Okay, thank you. There. All fixed. There we go. So now we got that's the spot at Pooh's house. Yeah, so this is fun. So that's something like I was saying that I'll be jumping to later. And when I kind of started, I tried to do everything that was connected. And then I remember last week saying, well, I still feel like there's parts that should be connected, like, and I hadn't done this. Well, you know, now I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, there's another whole part over here that's connected. But if I look really faintly, I kind of feel like there's another one of this little line that goes from Piglet's house, goes right by where the woozle was and crosses the creek and gets all the way over to Eeyore's place. He must have his own road. So I can do the same thing here, right? I can use this to get over here, do all this stuff, and walk back again, right? But do you remember how I did that last week, you guys? Because this line is not stopped naturally anywhere for me to, insert that, and that was the challenge, was what if you want to add some embroidery where, in a specific time in the design, and that's how I did. So last class or last week, I did this part. So if you watch it so out, it starts at the beginning over at Piglet's house and it works its way down past the Woody place, gets to the bottom, kind of and then when it starts to walk up the other side, sure enough, it heads on over and does that woozle spot, and it didn't do that before I added it in, and then came back on and on. So what I'm saying is here, where it's coming down this road right there, I'm going to make it stop right there. How? I basically moved the stitch location to where I want to, and I could push stop. That would do it. Or another way is, always more than one way to do it, but one way would be just to use your slider, move it to right there and push stop. So watch what happens if I push stop. There'll be two pieces where there used to be one. See? It made that one and broke it. And then there's another one that starts right there, right where, I just moved it over so you could see what it did. So the point is, now I could insert any number of segments in between those two, right? Here's one of them. So one of them is number 14 and one of them is number 13. So in between 13 and 14, we can put whatever we want, which is going to be some of this stuff, and when I look, I'm like, well, there's a whole footpath up here I gotta hit, and there's like, the creek, and I haven't really figured out what I'm doing about this buggy. I didn't do anything for that yet. I don't know. I'm gonna skip it. I'm just gonna do the creek, and I'm gonna do the trail, and I may yet decide what I want for these, because I don't really want a bazillion little jumps to make little spots. But so I don't know. Maybe it doesn't need anything, or maybe some shading would look good. I just don't know yet. So it's up to me to interpret it. So where do we make it split here? I guess I better be sure. Right there, that's where I'm going to start. So I just pick up my line right there. And kind of walk my way over. And remember what I was doing? I was just kind of like taking a few steps and then like kind of making certain parts be doubled up and then some parts not be, trying to hope it looked kind of like it read footpath and not just straight old run stitch line, right? So I'm really making this up as I go. There's no right or wrong. Whoops, except for maybe the way to go. Does that get? I think it goes like this, and then it kind of comes down here.
This is the front.
There. So see, I added a bit to walk from here to there, and I didn't have to stop. I just kind of wanted to show you that piece that I just added is number 67, right? It's at the end. So we're going to have to put number 67 and 68, 69, however many pieces I make. And we'll take all of them and move them in between whatever I said, 14 and 13 or something like that. So I'll just keep going for now. I just know that they come in at the end, is what happens when you add a piece. That's how it works, right? Whatever you digitize first comes first. Whatever you digitize second comes second. And whatever you do last comes last. But you can use your sequence view over here to rearrange them, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm currently sitting right there. I always turn this off when I'm taking screen pictures, but I like to turn it on when I'm digitizing. It's just a little black dot that, kind of confirms to me where my needle is currently sitting. And I can just start right there. So now I'm going to do the creek line, and I think I'll do the creek line not jiggity like I did the walking line, it'll be more of a smoother line like this. At least I think it is. Let me just be, yeah. So that's my creek line before. It was really just kind of follow the lines, it wasn't as janky kind of thing. So just follow the line, Trevor. So okay, now here is a I don't
She'd go like.
there's like lettering that goes over top of there. So you know what?
She would go like this. That was.
I don't think we're gonna connect all of this. I think we're gonna stop there and we're gonna come now. Do I have any place else like this that I've done already? I feel like I do. I just want to look and see. Rabbit's house, but it was just a single line that went up. It wasn't a creek that went here. So the creek, yours, gloomy place is written right over the creek lines. So I think we need to void the creek lines. All I'm trying to decide is, can I connect it this way or should it be left open? Should I walk back down the line this way? And then at the bottom, maybe, I don't know. Where can I connect it? How about right at the bottom? So here, I'm backing up.
No, good job.
Now that I know the way this goes, I'm backing up right to where I started, and I'm going to go up first.
You bind it.
So we'll connect them at the bottom, right? So then I know that it's just up to there, and then head on back down the road the other way, and then get to the bottom of the road.
Well, then yours is gonna be really
Yeah,
big.
because then we can kind of use the bottom of the road. In fact, I'm probably going to put a box around this at the end, so truth be known, anything that connects to the outside edge could be connected, because I think I was
Maybe,
I
I
haven't
don't.
for sure decided, but I kind of felt like it seemed like it got something like that.
And
Um,
then you find your middle,
Okay.
and then you put middle to middle.
I threw in a few extra little marks like that just to give it some of the,
And then you put middle to middle.
like I could do, I'm just backspacing. I'm just trying to decide, like, I could do something a little bit kind of jaggedy and throw a few things in like this. And, maybe it means doing something that doesn't actually exist in some spots, just to give it some connection. And that could be
In the middle.
kind of what represents that kind of marshy look to it.
And then you pin it.
All right, well, we'll assess. If I decide later that I'm like, oh, why did I do that way? I'll be coming back and just deleting those points, and it won't be any harm.
Yeah,
But-
Donna was asking. She said, "Remind me, where do you get the poo designs?"
Okay, Donna, I will, sure. All the poo designs are in once you log on to the website, if you're a member of, Trevor and Friends, or if you're a member of my FTC workshop, right? Which I'm pretty sure if it's the Donna I'm thinking of, then it is. She is. But yeah, I'll show you in a minute. Let me get back to, I'm heading back on down the Piglet's path back to where we kind of started this little bit. Zoom out.
Cut about a half an inch to an inch off of both ends.
There. So, okay, I'll show you in a second, Dawn, okay? So see, I just did this little bit, but then maybe if what I'm saying is, if I'm gonna go, at some point, I'm gonna go around the outside, then maybe I'll use that to connect to this piece and, and then if not, I don't know. But do you think that kind of gave it the right look, I think, for what I did there? If Mr. Shepherd was around to get him to help me. Drawn by me and Mr. Shepherd helped. Oh, how cool. Okay. Sorry, I never noticed that part before. I'll have to make sure that makes it into the card. So I need to figure out, remember it was 13 and 14 was that's what I split, right? I split 13 and 14 in two, and we want to put all this stuff. It was like basically 67 and 68. That's it. Those are the two. So I just select both of them. See, I just look here, click off, click on 67, hold your shift key, click on 68. Select both of them. And I need to move them between 13 and 14. Well, what I'm going to do is move them to be first and then go down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So there's the original 13. This is the new 14, the new 15, and then that 16 was originally the other part of that number 13. So do you see what I did and how I'm able to, add into a design? And okay, we're getting there with the 100-acre wood. It's not quite done. Donna, thanks for asking. When you're on, this is the page, but when you log into the Sunset Stitches website, click on Digi-Talk. And then there's all the past ones are here. So if you want to watch any of them, you can watch them in, whenever. But there's a page and you can get there from any one of them. Here, click on number 2. When I click on number 2, at the bottom is the link to this is called the Digi-Talk download page. And once I get to there, all of them are there. And I think my plan is to do a 1 to 10. So like this week was 7. Like you can get this week, the ones that I just released there, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can get them all now. But when I get to 10, I'll wrap them all up in one little zip, and you can do 1 to 10, and that way when we get to 20, I'll do a 1 to 20, or maybe one I'll do every 5 or something. And I didn't do a 1 to 5. I don't know. So we'll see. I usually do every 10, 1 to 10. So, but if you want to get them, it's not that hard. You just download each time. Click, 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 click. And here, let's do one right now. So I'm going to click on number 7. That's today's file. And you'll notice that it kind of shows up on the right-hand side. That depends on what web browser you're using, because I'm using Microsoft Edge, but you might be using Google Chrome or I guess Safari or whatever you're using. And depending on what Windows version you have, it may look different. Just know that whenever you click on a link that's meant to download, the location where it goes to is a folder called Downloads, in Windows, right? And so I don't have to do anything with this, that my window that opened. I can close it if I want, because all I know is that whatever I clicked on will be in my downloads, and I can go get it whenever I want. For example, if I look right now, this little yellow file folder at the bottom of my screen, that's called Windows File Explorer. It comes with Windows. It allows you to browse around. If I use this to browse, and so basically we went to the downloads, right? And there it is, Digi-Talk number 7, but it's a zip file. See, it has a zipper on it. It's a zip. So what I really need to do is click on it and see there's a button right here that says extract. That will extract it. And now it's like, well, where do you want to extract the contents? And right now it's going to go into my downloads folder. That's by default, but you could change it to any location you want. But so when I click extract, you'll see what happens. It makes the folder. I'm just going to, it also opened the folder. I'm going to close it. See, now I have my original zip and I have a folder with the same name. And that is, when I open that folder up, here are the designs in, like I said, all of the different formats. But if you want to install them in your Floriani, I also made the asset file. And that's the first one that says up at the top here, Digi-Talk 07 designs.ast. Well, how do you install that? Then you go into your Floriani software and you go under tools and you go to the drop-down menu for import designs. You got to know where you saved them. So in our case, it's in our downloads folder. So I got to find downloads, and then there's the folder. So look inside the folder, and there's that file. Yeah. And if I click open, it's going to show me where it goes. And if I click select, it'll do it. I'm not going to push select because I already have them. But I don't want 2 copies of them because that's what happens. So you only need to do it once. Okay, good question, Donna. Bring me full screen again, Nick.
Okay.
Do you occasionally save some of your designs as a design? I have done some, and a glitch will occur, and I lose all I have done. Tell me more about that, Lee, or maybe send me an email. When you save your design, I don't know anything about not, getting what you saved. And I'd like to help you with that. So maybe I'll need to connect with you and Zoom about it or something to get more information, but that's not normal. That said, there maybe are some tips things that could help or whatever, but
sew it on one side, slip it.
The one thing I will say is if you save a design as a WAF file,
Yeah. Maybe.
when you open it up, it should be exactly the way that you saved it, with all the same shapes and all the same segments and all the same properties and everything exactly how you left it. And if you're not getting that, there's something that's happening that's probably not a glitch, and I need to help you. Either that or you need to help me understand, because I don't have that problem. So send me an email, Lee, and I will work with you on that. Okay, maybe I'll email you back in the evening, or I'll be back next week and we can connect if we need to. But I'll send you an email, at least let you know I got it. Okay. Hey, I wanted to take you guys back in the store before I let you go for today. And I don't normally go over an hour, and I see we're getting close to the top of the hour, but it was fun to do. I hope you guys enjoyed visiting Pins and Needles. I am having a fantastic time, and I can't wait. You guys, there are all of these chairs. I'm switching the camera around, Nick. All of these chairs are going to be full of bodies tomorrow. You guys, there's 100 people coming for our special presentation. And I think that is amazing. I can't wait to meet everybody and show them all of my embroideries. I wanted to take you guys back into the store to just look around a little bit longer. I bet you guys would like to be able to tell me where to go. Be like, Trevor, stop, back up, show us that stuff. Take us over here, show us some of that. We want to see all the beautiful samples. I mean, there's a lot of things to discover in a sewing store, and they're not all the same. All the stores have their favorite things, and this is one of them. And I love one of my very favorite things to do is to go and see all the samples that all the teachers make. That is literally my very favorite part of visiting every store. And then my whole favorite part of the trip in general is meeting all the embroidery people. You guys, it's like a big time really wonderful when you get to connect with people that share your passion for a hobby or a business, which some of us do it as a business. Look at all the product. This is all the rolls of the power mesh, the no-show mesh, the cutaway medium, fusible, um, well, as you can see, there's lots of, Stitch and Shape, one of Trevor's favorite products, you guys. And they've got little bundles put together for everybody. Yeah, so this is kind of like a special part of the store that they arranged so that it would have all the, Trevor's products, the software, the adhesive, right? Everybody's like, how did you get that rose to stay on the front of your blazer, or how did you get that on that pair of jeans is out there? If you're in the store, you can come and see it. Yeah, doesn't this look cool? You guys have probably seen my stabilizer racks every time you come on, because they're right behind me when I'm live, aren't they? My rolls are all. I like to keep my tools handy, if that's the right word. Some people might think my studio is a little bit kind of cluttered, but to some people it probably is. But I know where everything is, and it's just where I like it. So, the Floriani thread boxes, I know up in Canada they're not as common, but down here you will find this. If it's a good sewing store, they carry Floriani thread. There's no doubt about it. And the Floriani thread is the brightest and the shiniest embroidery thread that has ever been made, you guys. It's a polyester thread. It's a 40s weight thread. These boxes come with 100 spools in a box, and there's literally like box 1, box 2, and box 3, and you can collect them. Anyhow, those are the bags for everybody that's coming tomorrow. I guess they'll be able to fill them up with their goodies and all the special products in the store. And so, yeah, it's going to be a fun day here in Cleveland, Ohio, you guys. Don't forget to water my grass seeds, Nicholas. I
I
won't
won't. I'm
want.
going to go right after you live.
I'm just teasing you, Nicholas. I know you will. To be honest, I was gonna put I was going to put this timers on them, but I saw rain was in the forecast, and I didn't want to overwater because the seeds will all just end up washing away. It's such a
Yeah.
tricky thing growing seed. You guys have to understand. My backyard is all full of trees, and there's hardly enough sun to grow grass, so it's just tricky. Thanks, Nick, for helping me today. I'm
Welcome.
gonna let you get back to work, and will you say hi to Mom for me?
I
And
will.
enjoy the play tonight because I know that there's a big play going on. Lorna's a teacher, and the kids are putting on Rock and Roll Forever.
Yeah.
Is there anybody saying goodbye or any comments that you want to share with me?
Yeah. One
Nicholas?
more thing before you leave, just tell everyone that Free Font Friday is still happening.
Yeah, so Free Font Friday is going to be it's still happening, but I'm doing I have the font ready to go, but I will be busy on Friday, so it's either going to be a pre-record or something special. We haven't decided yet, but
Okay.
check in on Friday one way or another for a short presentation around 3 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. Okay, you guys?
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. We'll see. Maybe I can even Friday is the hands-on day. Maybe I'll tune in if we I'll see if I can come on live on Friday and just let you guys get a peek at all the customers
Okay.
are here and making their projects, and that might be kind of a fun way to do it. So I'll talk to Nick and we'll decide for sure. But I did pre-record something that's short and sweet. So if my day's too chaotic, we'll share that instead.
Okay.
Okay, Nick.
Okay.
Thanks for everything. Thank you. Tell me who's saying goodbye because I can't see the comments right now.
All right. We got Candy Hatch and Donna and Sharon and Cheryl and
Thanks,
Barbara.
Lisa. Yeah, I can see that now. I figured it out.
Lisa.
I just had to flip my camera on. So you learn when you do different things. So this is Trevor coming to you live from Pins and Needles in Cleveland, Ohio. You guys, I hope you enjoyed today's presentation. Thanks, David. Thanks, Barbara. Oh, somebody from Floriani's here today. Thanks so much for watching. It was fun to get to introduce you guys to Jan. I don't think I introduced you to all the staff, but certainly Jan is the most important person here. And I can't wait to meet all their wonderful customers tomorrow. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Drea. Hi, Drea. Nice to see you today. Okay, you guys. So that's it. It's the top of the hour, and I'm going to let you go for now. I'm going to finish my setup, be ready for tomorrow. And I can't wait to see you guys next time on Digi-Talk with Trevor and Nicholas from Sunset Stitches. Have a great day, and bye for now.